packing peanuts and a whole lot of bubble wrap. Okie doke. This is why there's a garbage island in the Pacific right here. Hey, what's up? It's Kick Me. I'm Abdullah. Kick Me is a show about sneakers, sneakerheads, and all the awesome creative people that have turned sneaker collecting into a global phenomenon. I want to meet these people, I want to hang out with them, and I want to buy some sneakers along the way. So walk with me. A really huge part of sneaker culture is people that review new releases online. Some of these users amass thousands and thousands of followers and hundreds of thousands of views on their videos, and all they're really doing is taking new sneakers, trying them on, talking about them a little bit, and basically showing them off to the people. And it seems to be a really, really important part of sneaker culture. What I want to learn is how exactly to review a sneaker in the best way. What are the details you're looking for in how it looks and how it feels? And to learn more about that, I'm gonna do a call with Brad Hall. Definitely one of the OGs in the game when it comes to reviewing sneakers.
Welcome back to How Comfortable Is This Shoe? I've got the shoes on, all ready to start testing. Starting with some taps. You can feel the boost immediately.
Hey, how's it going, Brad? Thank you so much for making the time, man. It's it's a real treat for me to get to talk to a sneaker pro like yourself.
I can't believe we're talking at all.
Yeah, it feels, maybe it's a dream, you know? Like, what is real, truly? Before I get a lesson from you on how to actually review stuff, which I'm gonna attempt to do myself pretty soon, I just wanna learn a little bit about you.
I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and I lived through those Bulls championship years. So that was a very exciting time, and that's actually what got me into shoes, was Michael Jordan.
It seems like you're far more concerned with the aesthetics of the shoe, the build, the comfort, the materials it's made of, than actually, like, you know, rocking it with an outfit or wearing it out. What is it about, like, the actual physical makeup of the shoe that interests you so much?
Well, I think I like them as just kind of objects in general. They're nice things to look at, and just really so pleasing to the eye. And I like rocking them too. It does make me feel special, and it gives me this added confidence.
Is there any one video that stands out the most, that got you the most traction, or that you feel is the best one?
They're all really a blur at this point, but I would say you can't pick. It's like trying to choose a favorite child, and you just can't do it, even though you might lean one way. I just don't want to say it.
How many children do you have?
I have two boys.
Okay, cool. And clearly you favor one of them, but you would never say.
I wouldn't say clearly.
So when you approach it, I mean, what parts of your foot do you sort of go to first to be like, oh, is that comfortable? Is that comfortable? This is how I'm gonna judge this shoe.
Sure, I like to really, just pay a lot of attention from the moment that I slide it onto my foot. So I really ease into it, and I try to just explore the shoe step by step. Don't rush through it. Just like every step of the way, I'm always reassessing, is this part of it comfortable?
What do you prefer in terms of judging the shoe? The side profile or the front view?
I like a side profile.
It's very interesting that you can never see how a pair of shoes looks on you from the side until you have a mirror, right? And so you've gotten kind of creative with an actual rating system. Any tips on that? And perhaps maybe tell me how you developed yours? Or?
I think if you're looking, you can always start with a traditional number scale. A 1 to 5 is nice. A 1 to 10, that's even nicer. But yeah, I would do whatever scale you want. If you want to review it and give it a score in shoe boxes. That's what you should do.
It could be anything. It could be shoe boxes. It could be like blunts. It could be turds. 5 loaves of rye bread. You know what I mean? It could really be anything. And I have one final question for you. If you yourself, Brad Hall, were a sneaker, what kind of sneaker would you be?
I'd be a really nice leather shoe, because I think I get better with age, and I do have some pretty soft and supple skin, so I think that would be me.
Awesome. Well, Brad, that was incredibly helpful, man. I think I've got all of the preparation I need to go in and review these shoes and really do it right and do the craft justice. And I salute you, and I really appreciate your content out there, man. Thank you for making it. I'm a huge fan.
Can't wait to see your review. I think it's going to be great.
I hope it lives up to your expectations of me. All right, so Brad Hall gave me a lot of pro tips on how to review sneakers, so I'm pretty much ready to do my first sneaker review. So I've got this mystery box here. Now, this is whatever sneakers Super Deluxe saw fit for me to review. I don't know what they are, so there's a little added element to this, and that's the element of surprise. I have no idea what shoes are in here, so once I get them out, I'll sort of follow the steps that Brad gave me, and hopefully we'll have a decent review. Safety first. Let's see what we got. A whole bunch of packing peanuts and a whole lot of bubble wrap. Okie doke. Oof. This is why there's a garbage island in the Pacific right here. So still no clue as to what shoes I'll be reviewing. It's a Zappos box. I want to find out what kind of shoes I've got here. Oh my God, look at that. All right, now this right here is one of my favorite things in the world, and I don't care what anybody says, all right? And this is definitely not what I was expecting, right? I was expecting, like, you know, Nikes or Jordans or something kind of typical, the kind of stuff that Brad reviews. But instead, my ingenious production here saw fit to give me something that I'm kind of into, and now we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about mother toe shoes. And let's get rid of this foot. Let's move this guy around here. The shoes that we're looking at, which are the Vibram 5 Fingers, Vibram or Vibram, I don't know which, I don't care either. So what I'm gonna do is open it up. Let's pop that out. Not the most intuitive box. All right, so, you know, still a mystery to me until this very moment is the color that I'm looking at. Oh my God. All right, so that is a exceptionally loud pair of Vibram 5 Fingers for sure. What we're looking at is like a teal. I mean, that's not a teal. It's like a dark teal, like a forest teal. The great thing about toe shoes is that you can really feel the ground, and, like, you know, one of the things I talk about a lot is how shoes are kind of prisons for your feet, you know? If you're gonna put your feet into prisons, they might as well be flexible prisons, you know what I mean? Because it just feels a lot better, and where I always feel it is like right in the toe region. You know what I'm saying? Because this part of your foot gets jammed in all your shoes because they're oval shaped. All right, so Brad Hall told me you gotta give the people what they wanna know. Makes a lot of sense. You know, why else would they watch your shoe review? Question number one, am I gonna look like a complete ass wearing these shoes? Answer, yes, maybe. But I have a question for you. You know, like, what type of person are you? Are you the person that's more concerned with what other people, like, wherever you hike and run, are gonna say about your clothing or your footwear? Or anyone for that matter? Or are you the type of person who's gonna sacrifice function for appearance? Secondly, does it offer support to my foot? The jury's still out on that, you know? People say, like, it obviously offers less support, but they also argue that because of that less support, you know, you're forced to use your muscles more. I'm not a podiatrist or anything. I'm just a guy who's had to think about this stuff because, you know, my feet are up. Is it necessary to have these insane colors? No, definitely not. Quite frankly, they look like they look terrible, right? I mean, in some ways, especially this pair, but I think that once you put a pair on, you kind of break the stereotype for yourself and you stop caring what people say, because if you think about it too, anybody who judges somebody else by a pair of shoes is a sack of human garbage, you know? So don't buy into it. Another thing that Brad told me was that I should have some kind of rating system. I should come up with my own thing. He has his own thing. I don't want to do the typical 5 stars thing. I'm going to do a rating system out of 10 toes. I'm going to use that from now on forever. I don't know if this is the last and first shoe review I'm doing, but best out of 10 toes. I'm gonna say all in all, and this isn't because they're toe shoes, it's just because the colorway is kind of weird, but I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 on appearance, all right? Now, if it was like just the plain black pair, or you know, maybe something that's colorful like other running shoes, but a little more attractive, you know, I would have given it a higher rating, but let's stick with 5 out of 10 because, you know, because of the two greens. All right, so the tech behind this shoe is basically recreating the feel of running barefoot, but offering you some protection in the spots that are gonna be prone to getting, you know, cut or gashed by rocks or whatever else happens when you run around barefoot. So if you wear something like this, you know, you kind of really feel the ground that you're running on. Your feet are forced to sort of, you know, flex their muscles a little bit more. So I'm gonna give the tech here a 9 out of 10 toes rating. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna try the shoes on. This is kind of the main event. Here's the thing though, putting on Vibram 5 fingers is not exactly the same as putting on a regular pair of shoes. You know, a couple of your toes might end up jammed up in one toe thing, or you get a misalignment. All right, let's go at it. All right. I always start with the left one. I am a left-handed person. And now I'm gonna try to line it up. Looks like I've got my pinky toe in. Looks like I've got my big toe, my middle toe. All right, not bad. Looks like I've got my my toes in there, nice and snug. They're all in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First things first. They're pretty comfortable. You know, the one part that feels weird about these is the separation of these toes right here, because when you wear a regular pair of shoes, those are never separated. If you ever worn toe socks before, you know, it's the same thing. It feels weird to have something touching in between these toes at all. And once you get past that, psychologically, you know, they're actually pretty comfortable because you realize that you can stretch your toes all the way out. You know, going all the way around, they fit pretty nicely. I haven't quite tightened them up yet, so they come with this sort of, you know, string with a little stopper on it. I have no idea what you call that actually. Definitely kind of an unconventional lacing system. Here it's been used pretty novelly so that, you know, you don't have this thing hanging off and flying around while you're running around getting between your toes. It sticks out up here, but you know, what do you want? You're not in this for style, you know what I mean? All right, now I got both of these things on with not too much trouble. Like me and Brad talked about, you know, there's two views to a shoe. There's the side view, the profile that everybody else sees, and then there's the top view that you see all the time. Like, which one matters more? It's kind of a subjective thing. Well, I'm gonna let you decide, and I'm gonna give you my eye view with this head camera right here. And you're gonna be able to see exactly what I'm seeing. It's like you're wearing these toe shoes right now. All right, so I'm in my shoes, I'm standing up. You know, if you look at my eye view here, you can see how these things look. You know, they look like your feet. They look like your feet, but they're different colors and they got some laces on them. As you can see, I'm wiggling my toes. That's how that feels. I've got total independent toe movement, which is nice. So looks like these ones are just a tiny bit big on me. So as you can see in the big toe there, I've got like a little bit of extra room. So I guess that means they run big. But they feel pretty comfortable. So here, I'm gonna do some different stuff here. Give myself a little bit of space. So I'll just get this out of the way. Basically, you know, I'm gonna do some like high knees here and like feel it out. So I'm landing on the ball, on like the ball of my foot. Feel how these things actually, you know, do when you kind of like, the way I would describe this is like if you dipped your feet in warm candle wax and then let them cool off. That's what it basically feels like. Another thing I'm noticing, was the thing, you know, when you wear toe shoes, is that I'm kind of naturally lifting the insides of my feet. They're not being supported by this, you know, it forces my foot to naturally just want to kind of rise up there, you know what I mean? Like that. And it feels comfortable, you know? And starting from there, it fixes like your whole posture to be standing barefoot, you know? It definitely don't look great with these jogger pants I'm wearing. Not the outfit you want to be rocking. with these toe shoes, you probably want to be wearing like running or hiking gear. For wearability, and sort of just feeling it out with the first couple of steps, I'm gonna give these joints an 8 out of 10. And the reason it lost a couple points is just because traditionally, if you're the type of person that, puts on a sneaker and is expecting a certain feel, these are not gonna be for you, But I think that a lot more people could get used to them than meets the eye. Well, that was definitely a very enlightening experience. I feel like I know what to look for now when I'm reviewing a sneaker or even just considering one that I want to wear myself. Having to review the Vibrams was definitely a little bit of a curveball for me. Not your typical sneaker, not even really a sneaker at all. But it is a shoe that I find very interesting and one that I see a lot of merits in, despite it being a little bit controversial. Either way, I think it did a decent job. I got 7.4 out of 10 toes, and I think that's pretty decent. I don't know if I did a decent job reviewing it though. Let me know what you think. Am I a good reviewer? Give me a score out of 10 toes. And that's it for this episode of Kick Me. I'm Abdullah. See you next time.